harder. Follow me to the sea.
They started the
Going
meeting.
down to meet a martyr. A man whose blood can make you bleed.
It looks like it, but I'm not sure if this is tonight or what. It says Tuesday night huddle up.
Let's make you free. So I'm standing as a witness to the mercy I receive.
Darby with Hope. I know that
Follow me to the water.
I'm a case manager with Hope for Prisoners. Just letting you all know.
Thanks, Darby.
Of course.
Thanks, Darby.
Yes, kind of. I mean, when you talk, you could be right here. It's fine because we got the two TVs.
Right.
But you actually not for you. When you're coming, are you going to be sitting or standing?
Maybe both.
Okay, then you want to be in the camera. Where's the range? Right here. Okay. All right. Are we ready? Let me know. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Tuesday night huddle up. My name is Gloria, and I am Jon Ponder's executive assistant. He is normally the one that opens us up for the huddle up. However, today he is taking a lot of our Casa Grande people to an amazing event, which is part of our partnership with NDOC, which is what we appreciate about the partnership, that we get to do amazing things like that for our people over in Casa Grande. Today, we have an amazing speaker for you guys. I appreciate all of you that are here in the audience. Those of you over at Casa Grande, hello, everyone. We have one of our amazing case managers, Darby, and she's going to be facilitating over at Casa Grande today. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of information about our speaker today. I'm going to keep it short and brief so I don't take away from his time. Greg Ketter, he is, first of all, a really good friend of ours because he happens to be one of our instructors here. He has his own company, KDI Corporate International, and he is also got his bachelor's degree in communications and journalism. So he's a really, really beautiful long bio. But again, I want to keep it short and sweet because I would really, really want to give most of the opportunity that we have to just hear him speak. After he speaks, we're going to open it up to the audience, and I'm going to do my best. I know I'm no Jon Ponder, but I'm going to do my best for you guys, okay? So I'm going to open us with a word of prayer, and then after that, we're just going to get right into it and leave it over to Mr. Ketter, okay? So let's open in a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, first and foremost, we just come to you and we just thank you for this opportunity to fellowship, not just here in the audience, but to fellowship along with those that are in Casa Grande, along with our online audience. Father, we just hope that whatever Mr. Ketter has to say here today will touch someone, will resonate with someone. We know that there will be little nuggets that we can each take away from this speaking tonight. And we just ask, Lord, that all of us open up our hearts, not just to hear it, Father, but to receive it in our hearts so that when we go home, it will change us somehow. It will get us to think. It will get us to meditate on what we've heard here tonight. In Jesus' mighty name, Father, we just thank you again for this opportunity to fellowship. Amen. And now I'm going to introduce you to Mr. Ketter.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I have my. You keep that mic.
Okay, there you go.
We're good, right, Chad? Okay. First of all, I want to say hello to everybody. How you guys doing? Here at the Hope office. Let's give ourselves a round of applause here, okay? Because you know what? I don't take anything for granted. I take nothing for granted because this time last year we weren't here. In fact, before April, we were over in Flamingo and Pecos, if you guys remember that location. A little different, right? A little bit different. We got AC now. I'm happy for that. Summer's coming up. It's cold out there now, but it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot pretty soon, right? So I'm great. I'm very grateful to be here. I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to be a part of the Hope family. And as John would tell you, I've been a part of the Hope family for almost 13 years now, from day one. And it's just amazing what God has done, to bring us this far, and to have impacted so many lives, Yes, absolutely. And our mission is to transform lives. If you look at our banner right there, it says Hope for Prisoners, Transforming Lives, helping people go from where they are to where they want to be. And I like to think I had a little part to do with that. Just a little part. Stay humble right now. And we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to do that. And let us know how we can be of service to you, because that's what this whole thing is about. I also want to say hello to Casa Grande. Where's Casa Grande? Casa Grande in the house? It's Casa Grande right there. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Some of them I know and some of them I will know. Online audience, Facebook, YouTube. And I understand the city of Las Vegas Jail is going to be joining us in a little while. I would like to share with you. I mean, sometimes, you have this talk, right? You do this motivational talk and all that. But I kind of don't believe in motivational talks, I just believe that people need content, real information that can help them in their life, help them get from where they are to where they want to be. Because motivational talk, you get all hyped up and everything on a Friday, and then by Monday you go, why am I so great again? What was that? People don't need that. I think people need baby steps even, because everybody has their own journey in life. They have their own what they're trying to do and get to where they want to be. Today, we did a class earlier today. Yesterday was our first workshop for this month. And we had about 30 people, a little bit over 30 people. And it was on my spirit when I taught yesterday and today. I just felt like I wanted to talk about authenticity, how to be authentic, how to keep it authentic. And one of the things that I spoke about yesterday was we don't want to be a different person in front of different people. You want to be the same person, because that way you're keeping it real. If I'm this way with you and I'm another way with somebody else, then you got to ask yourself after some point, well, who's the real Mr. Ketter? Please stand up. Please stand up, And so I'm working on authenticity in my personal life. And I feel like, why not talk about those things, what I'm dealing with and what I'm trying to do, because I think that God has a plan, just like it says in Jeremiah 29:11. He knows the plan he has for our lives. And those plans are for good, not for disaster. And don't think that your life is not blessed and your life is not destined for good things. You might be going through some stuff. I'm sure you are, because you know what? Everybody is, whether you're incarcerated or not. And by the way, I tell people, I used to be shy about it. I've never been incarcerated physically, but I've been incarcerated mentally and spiritually, and at times intellectually. And that's when I consider like I've put myself on hold, or allowed myself to be on hold, on pause. And by the grace of God, I was able to break out of that, break through that, and realize, you know what? God's not through with me yet. If he woke me up this morning, if my day didn't start and your day didn't start with a yellow tag on your big toe, then you can say it's already been a good day, and you still have things to do. So I consider those things, those bumps in the road and those seemingly unfortunate things, I consider them boots. I call them boots. Boots, boots to climb. Because you can't climb a mountain if you ain't got a good pair of boots. You need a good pair of boots. And I stopped asking God to remove my mountains and started asking him, give me some boots to climb. Because you ain't gonna just have one mountain in your life, and you can use them same boots for different situations, and then you could teach other people, the lesson that you learned. And that's important, because we don't go through the things that we go through for no reason at all. It's not just about us. And sometimes it feels like it's just about us. Sometimes we want it to be just about us. But the truth is, the lessons that we learn in life, we're meant to teach other people. We're meant to help other people as well. And I believe that that's what we're doing here at Hope for Prisoners. We're helping people climb. And what we want you to do is help other people climb, show them the way. There was a song that kept playing in my heart one time, right before a class, and it was "Show Me the Way." And I was like, where is this coming from? It was like the day before we started one of our classes. Show me the way. Like, where is this? I don't even know. It's not familiar to me, but it was ringing in. You ever had a song just play over and over in your head, and you may or may not be familiar with it? And then the next day we had the class, and I'm still hearing this, "Show me the way." And then what I realized was, I was supposed to talk to the parents. I was supposed to talk to the moms and the dads. And because I was supposed to give them a message, and that message is your children, future, present, your children are saying, Mom, show me the way. Daddy, show me the way. What way? The way that I should go. And that doesn't mean, well, I made some mistakes in my life, Greg, so I can't show up. No, of course you can. You talk to them about the things that you've gone through in your life, and hopefully that they won't have to go through. Because how many people want your children to have a better life than you? Right? Everybody's raising their hand about that. And although I don't have any children yet, my sisters are still bugging me. You know, like, Greg, it ain't too late to plant that seed. You know, I'm like, leave me alone. You know, I'm gonna leave that up to God. But I think the message was, Mommy, Daddy, show me the way. And that's what their children, either present children or future children, are saying. Give me the path. Give me the blueprint that I should follow so that I don't make some of those same mistakes, because they're going to make some mistakes, but some of them we can avoid, you know, by teaching them. And so yesterday we talked about that. And I told them, you know, more is caught than is taught when it comes to children. More is caught than is taught. Children are going to do what they see you do. And they're going to say what they hear you say, you know. And I gave the example yesterday. Daddy saying, boy, when you grow up, you ain't going to be no smoker. I don't want you to smoke. And he's puffing on some Newports, right? What do you think them kids are going to do as soon as they get a chance to get their hands on some cigarettes? You know, we have to be aware, awesomely aware. We have to be mindful even of the messages, of the examples, of the blueprint that we show our children. And I don't know why I have this in my soul right now, but this is in my soul right now, talking about a message to the young, a message to the next generation. And that's in me right now. And like I said, I don't have any children. I wonder if God's trying to tell me something. You think he's trying to tell me something? Okay, well, I got a special somebody in my life that I might have to have this conversation with, you know, and hopefully she doesn't run out the door. But it's time for us to be accountable, not just for our own actions, but actually dedicate our lives to helping other people in our own families, as well as in others. And I believe that that's the purpose why we're still here. You know, we got a job to do, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe in doing your job and helping other people, being a service to other people, then that's going to boomerang and it's going to benefit us and bless us too. Anybody believe that? When you do stuff for others? Yeah. And that's what this is about, you know? So if we put our priorities into a service spirit mentality, I believe that you'll see breakthroughs in your life, you know? And I really believe this. In order to have a breakthrough, we must first have a break with, okay? And some of you have heard me say this, a break with what? A break with old ways, a break with old patterns. You know, we gotta stop doing some of the things that we've been doing. And we gotta really be disciplined about it, you know? And some of it's not gonna be easy, because some of those breakthroughs will require breaking with old relationships, some relationships that are just not good for us. You know, I've been doing this, like I said, for 12, almost 13 years. And a lot of our hopefuls, and we don't call our people ex-offenders, we call our people hopefuls, because you're not prisoners, you're hope for prisoners. And sooner or later, even our brethren in Casa Grande, they're gonna be out, you know? So even if you're sitting in behind Casa Grande or another facility right now, you know, God willing, you're gonna be out sooner than later. And this will apply to your life. This will absolutely apply to your life. So let's get it right now. So what I want you to think about is, what can I do to help people? What can I do what's the best thing I can do to help people? And sometimes the best thing you can do is to help yourself first. Set that example. Because I've had people come to, well, Mr. Carter, yeah, I do need to break off some relationships and everything. But what if I want to try to help other people and bring them up? Not now. Get yourself together first. You know, do you know how hard? You can't pull somebody up if you're down. Okay? So we have to start thinking about the best way we can help other people is to be that example, is to show them the way. And that requires breaking off some relationships. So I just want to say that right now, because it is one of the hardest things to do if you're going to really affect change in your life. This is still a new year. This is only March. I can't believe it's March already, oh, by the way. I think I was just saying Happy New Year, and then next week it's almost spring break time. But I want to open this up in a few minutes to ask people, what are some of the things that you need to do to have that break with in order to get the breakthrough? What are some of the things? And be honest about it. I need to work on this, or I need to work on that. This is time, folks, to get in there and break it apart and be real with yourself and say, okay, I'm going to start. Some people think they got to start, they got to wait till a holiday, got to wait till the semester stops when my kids get out of school, or New Year's resolution. You don't need to wait. You don't need to wait to restart your life or to take your life to the next level. You can have a breakthrough that will last for the rest of your life on a Tuesday. By the way, what's the day? Tuesday. And that's not by coincidence. So I'm going to open it up to our friends in Casa and to our audience here and in a little while and ask you, what are some of the things you want to work? And maybe I can give you some points and some tips that can help you along that journey, because this is going to be a journey. And I told the folks in our class this week, I said, when you walk through the door Monday morning, 5 minutes after you walk through the door, you're no longer, Fred or Samantha or Sally or Jerome. Now you're 2.0, Fred, Sally, Jerome. You're 2.0 because we're on a mission. We put our people on a mission to take your life to the next level. And in the spirit of authenticity, I got some things that I got to work on myself. And I am blessed by you guys. I am absolutely blessed. I enjoy coming here and doing the workshops because I learn so much and I meet good people. You guys have been a blessing in my life also for the last 12 and a half years. And some of you I've known for that long. And don't stop being a blessing to me, because I need you just like you need me. Is that okay? Yeah. We need each other in this world. So what I'd like to start with is just asking you one simple question. Who do you think you are? And I'm not saying this, I'm not asking it in an antagonistic way. I really want to know, who do you think you are? In the morning, when you look at the mirror and you see that person, what do you see and who do you see? And is the person that you see the person that you want to be? Is that the person that you want to be? And if not, what are some of the things that you need to work on to become that person, that man or that woman in the mirror? I know they wrote a song about it, Man in the Mirror, right? I ain't gonna start singing. I could hurt your ears like that. But who do you think you are and who do you want to be? Because that's what we need to start working on first. And I had to start. I looked in the mirror and I said, Greg, there's some things I need to reckon with. I need to stop looking, to the left, to the right. And I need to start working on the man in the mirror. And it's not easy. Sometimes it's mortifying to admit that there's some things that you really need to work on. And sometimes I wonder if people can see my faults. I hope you can, because that way you help me get over those faults. I hope people can see, Greg, you're not perfect. You can tell me that. Then I'll say, well, what do you think I need to work on? And you do have to consider the source sometimes. And I ain't talking about haters that just hate everything you do. I'm talking about people that are truly in your corner and want you to succeed. Anybody got anybody in your life that that they're in your corner and they want to see you come up, they want to see you succeed? You got some people that you love and people that love you. Yeah, tap into those people. Those are the people that you want to keep around. The people that are going to make you become the best version of yourself. So the question is, who do you think you are and who do you want to be? And I want you to marinate on that just for a little while. This is about growth. As a corporate trainer, KDI is an international corporate training company. I do this thing called the 360. And the 360 benchmark is when I send a survey out and it has all these things. This person's a good person. This person's on time. This person has good emotional control. This person is fair, And I send that survey out to people and I say, give this survey to at least 5 people that know you and let them fill it out autonomously. Don't put your name on it. And then they turn it back in. When folks can fill out a survey about you and they don't have to put their name on it, you're going to get the real truth. You're going to get everything. Okay, the grits and the gravy. Now it's up to you to embrace that. And, we can deny it. Go, no, that's not a fault of mine. I'm not deficient in this area. But then again, if you hand it out to 5 people and 4 people say the same thing that don't even know each other, then what is the truth? It's the perception. It's the perception that we're putting out. We want to work on our countenance. We want to work on our perception. We want to work on the man and the woman in the mirror, so that when we do what we do in front of our families, in front of our children, in our communities, people look at us with respect, and admiration. First of all, people don't want to learn from you if they don't like you and they don't respect you. But I want people to look at me and say, Mr. Ketter, you're not perfect, but you know what? I can see your spirit. I can see your intentions. Therefore, I want to learn from you. I want to take information from you. And I'm trying to get to that point right now. And then in the process, I want to help you get to that point as well. So help me help you by being authentic and letting me know, talk to me, letting me know. And this is, this is going out on Facebook. It's going out in the world, man. I'm gonna get some feedback, but I don't care, because I'm here for a reason. I want to fulfill my purpose. And guess what? I want to help you fulfill your purpose. And we're not going to do it unless we're willing to look at that man and that woman in the mirror and say, you know what? Who am I? Who do I want to be? And what kind of steps do I need to take in order to achieve that level? You want your children to look at you with respect. You want your community to look at you with respect. You want to teach people how to treat you without telling them how to treat you. Respect me! They're not going to respect you. They're going to hate you. The best way you can teach people how to treat you is by the way you treat yourself. I give an example. Greg, I got to do this art thing over the weekend. Can I use your truck? Let me check. Okay. I'm not doing anything Saturday. Yeah, you can use my truck. Here's the keys. Now, if I give them the keys to my truck, and they get in my truck, and it's got like crumbs on the floor, McDonald's wrappers, and old dried up French fries and stuff, and my panel is all dusty, how do you think they're going to give me my truck right back? They're going to give back to me the same way, don't you think? Yeah. Probably. They probably not even have enough gas in there that I had when I gave them the truck, right? But if I give you my keys to my truck and it's wiped down and it's nice and shiny, smells good, the carpet's vacuum and everything, how do you think that person's probably going to give me back my vehicle? Same way. In other words, they're going to treat me like I treat myself. People are going to treat you like you treat yourself. And sometimes, that's a hard pill to swallow if you know that you're not treating yourself a certain way, but you still want other people to treat you a certain way, So we got to start with that ourselves. And I told myself, I prayed to God at the beginning of the year that I can get better this year. I want to have that special person in my life. I'm tired of being by myself. I'm tired of coming home to my house and all I smell is like bleach when I walk through the door. I want to smell some food. I want somebody to be there. I want to share my life with somebody. Can anybody feel me on this? That's what time it is for me. But I need to fix some things in my life so that person says, I want to live my life with you. I've been divorced. I don't mind saying it. I've been divorced now for 9 years. And at first I thought I wanted to stay that way. Now I'm like, you know what? Being single is overrated. It is overrated. So it's time for some changes. Do you guys mind if I keep it 100 with you guys? Okay. I just want to, I just don't care about being someone that I'm not anymore, And I did 10 years of television news for Fox TV in Los Angeles. And, you're on TV all the time. People hold you up so high, whether you deserve it or not, And of course, we take all the adulations, and I've been to certain, been to black tie affairs and Oscars and Emmys and all that kind of stuff. And even did a couple of cameos in some movies, all that. But that wasn't real. It wasn't real. Because what I learned is, okay, the first job I had was KCOP, was Channel 13. Some people call it C-Dub. And I was on TV and everything was so cool. It was so cool, right? And then I got fired. Well, I didn't get fired, but they stopped the weekend news. So, I did the weekend. So that was it. You might as well say I was fired. But before that, everybody's calling me. Everybody inviting me to places and everything, That wasn't the person that I saw in the mirror, but that's the person that I was portraying. Greg, come here. You're invited here. I go to a restaurant. The restaurant's booked. It's booked. But they would take a table, move stuff around, and make a table for me. And I was lapping it up. Oh, wow, I'm important, right? Well, the truth is, I'm just like anybody else, folks, but I was accepting that, right? Well, guess what happened when I got fired? The phone calls stopped. The invitations stopped. I was making calls and wasn't even getting return phone calls because I'd walk into a place and I'd say, who are you? What's your name? I'm Greg Ketter, but I'm the weatherman. I'm the weatherman for Channel 13. Oh, you're the weatherman channel. Come on in. But that wasn't who I was. It was what I did. Now stay with me now. When I lost what I did, I also lost who I was because I put that up front. And I said, God, if I ever get this opportunity again, I am never going to confuse who I am with what I do. So when breakthrough happened, by the grace of God, and I'll tell you the story in just a little while, and I found myself on television again, this time with an even better, with Fox News, it was big time in LA. I said, I'm not going to confuse who I am with what I do. Who are you? I'm Greg Ketter. Okay, what company? I'm with KTTV, Channel 11. Folks, I've been phony. I've been, on a level where people treat me a certain way, and I don't really feel I deserved it, but I accepted it, just like a lot of people do. So I'm going to keep it real with you right now. No more. No mas. Working with Hope for Prisoners has brought me to a place of being for real. That's why I like you. I love you guys. Because you know what? You're being for real with me. And if you can be for real with me, doggone it, I can be for real with you. And I feel better. I feel comfortable around my fellow hopefuls, So I embrace you, and I want you to embrace me even more. I hope you know where I'm going with that. I know I'm kind of all over the place right now, but I am so honored to be a member of this organization of Hope for Prisoners. And I'm going to continue this journey of helping people, achieve those things that they want in their lives, because everybody deserves it. There was a point in my life when I did not, I was homeless. I was homeless for 34 days in my quest to become a weatherman, and people treat you differently when they feel like you're not going to make it, like, oh, this person's dreaming, this person's a hater. Anybody ever doubt you? Anybody ever tell you that you won't do what you say you're going to do? They treat you differently. And it breaks my heart, oh man, this guy's tripping. I was selling washers and dryers for Circuit City. That's what I was doing. I was selling washers and dryers and kitchen appliances. Every now and then I'd sneak over to the other department and sell a VCR, ooh, ooh, right? But in my inside pocket, in my inside jacket pocket, I always had the LA Times, the news, the weather segment, right? Because LA Times has a great weather segment, right? So I would always keep that on me because in my mind, I said, okay, I want to be a weatherman. I'm not a weatherman yet, but I got to think like I'm a weatherman. Anybody that has a goal, let me tell you something. You got to get crazy about your goals. You got to get, and let folks laugh at you. I don't care. Let them laugh at you. In fact, if they're not laughing at you, your goals aren't big enough. And I mean that sincerely. So I'm telling everybody I'm going to be on TV in LA, and they're telling me, Greg, you're tripping. How you going to be on TV in LA? You're right here with us selling washers and dryers. This is Hollywood, baby. This is the big time. You're not going to go from Hollywood, from Circuit City to guess what? You don't know who I am and from where I've come. And I'm from Philly, but that ain't what I'm talking about. I know who I am and whose I am. Okay? And that I kept close to my vest, just like my weather report. Every day, you wouldn't catch me without a weather report. In fact, I got so crazy about it. I was a weatherman. In my mind, I was already a weatherman. I was just a weatherman without a job. But I was a weatherman, And I kept it in my mind all the time because I wanted to do something good for somebody that did something good for me. And that's why I asked you if you got somebody, some loved ones in your life, let them be your sense of purpose. Let those people that you love and love you, pulling for you, let them be the reason why you get up out of bed, and the reason why you go and you look up you want to be an entrepreneur, come here. We got a computer lab there, and you can go online and say, okay, how do I, open a body shop? What do I need to know about insurance, about property, about employees, about, workman comp? You got You got the whole world right at your fingertips. I didn't have that when I was seeking my weatherman job, by the way. My WWW, my World Wide Web was a library. And I harassed every librarian in Los Angeles. They knew me by name. Here comes Greg again. He wants some more books on oceanics or meteorology or whatever. That's right. And I didn't care. I was going crazy. I want you to go crazy about your goals because you got some people in your life that are depending on you to be successful. They're depending on you. They may not put that pressure on you and tell you, but they're hoping, like, listen, I want you to come up, and it might be your mama. Let me just tell you this. My mom was my sense of purpose. She came to visit me in Los Angeles from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And since I was working commission, at that time, sometimes you have good months, you have some bad months. Well, this was a low month. I wasn't making that much money that month. And I couldn't even take her to a restaurant to get a bite to eat, a nice restaurant. And that hurt me. And I tell her, I said, Mom, this won't happen anymore. This will not happen again. And, then she made me feel real bad. She said, that's okay, baby. I'm going to cook you a home-cooked meal, and we're going to have a good time. That made me feel like a real loser, But you know what? She was showing me love, unconditional love. And there's something about unconditional love, right? Anybody got any unconditional love? Okay. Well, I decided that I'm going to let her be my sense of purpose. And you couldn't deter me. You couldn't discourage me from being a weatherman. I didn't know where it was going to come from, but I knew that one day, I prayed on it. I knew one day it was going to happen. So here's what happened. This is what changed everything. After she left, I was watching TV, Channel 3 in Los Angeles, and I saw a black weatherman. He was doing his thing. I said, and I saw me doing what he was doing. That ain't his suit. That's my suit he's in, and talking about the weather and all the highs and the lows and stuff. I said, he looks like a happy little fella. I think I could do that. As a matter of fact, I can do that. I'm going to become a weatherman. I know that sounds corny, right? But that's what happened. That was my epiphany. God gave it to me, poured it out like that, and it came out like that. And I said, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it for my mama because I want to do some good stuff for her because she did some good stuff for me and my father. But my mom, mom's is like food to the soul, right, folks? You agree with that? And so I just start walking around. I start getting books. I did everything I could do to achieve this goal as a weatherman. You don't know. People thought I was nutso, and it's okay. The great philosopher Epictetus, he said, if you want to achieve something great in your life, you must be willing to be thought stupid and crazy. In other words, let people laugh at you. But what I learned was you can laugh. I want you to laugh because the last laugh is sweetest. And I knew that the last laugh would be mine. I just knew it. And if you're holding on to a dream right now, you're holding on to a goal that you're just on the fence. I wonder if I could really pull this off. Guess what? You can. And the reason why you're holding on to that dream is because it's in you. The ability to do it, it's in you. That's where it's coming from. Dr. Spock said it one time. He said that superior ambitions are spawned from superior abilities. In other words, you have talent in you. You have gifts in you. And if you have a thought that you can do something great, it's coming from your talent or your gift. It's saying, come on, man, let's do this thing. We got this. And you got to know this. This is, man, I hope somebody's hearing me right now. I hope somebody's hearing me right now because I'm not special. I'm just like anybody else in this room or anybody else watching us online. I'm just like anybody else. But my breakthrough was I decided to lean on God, lean not to thine own understanding, but in all ways acknowledge him. And I knew that he would direct my path. Oh, y'all want to talk to me right now because I'm getting excited, And when you start believing like that, the haters, eventually the haters go away. Actually, they started asking me what the weather's going to be like. They did. People were calling me weatherman. That became my name. They want to call me Greg, weatherman. We're going to Vegas. What's the weather going to be like? And I'll whip out my sheet. I'm lucky weather. Oh, you'll never catch me without a weather report. And one day, this is preparation. This is opportunity. You want these two to meet. When these two meet, that's when the magic happens. And in life, folks, you don't know when your shot is going to happen. So you have to prepare Anyway, it would be a shame to be prepared and not get a shot. But it would almost be a sin to get a shot and not be prepared. And somehow I knew one day I'd get a shot. And you know what? I was selling those washers and dryers and appliances like crazy. And one day, my manager came to me and said, Greg, report down to headquarters because you may not be coming back. I thought they just got about tired of my stuff. I was the #1 salesperson in LA in the consumer electronics company industry for 2 years straight. I was good. I was really good. And they tapped me on the shoulder, said, go to the headquarters. When I went to headquarters, they said, Greg, we're going to promote you. I said, promote me? I thought you were going to fire me. Because I was a lousy employee. I really was. I used to come in late, leave early, take a 2-hour lunch break, and still be #1 in sales. That's why they didn't fire me. But one day they said, this is it. Folks, sometimes things will happen in your life, and it will require a change that you didn't do, but a change that you probably should have done for yourself a long time ago. So embrace those changes. Change is not bad. And when they said, I'm going to promote you to being a trainer, I mean, I was sloppy. I had like baggy pants and thin ties and party light socks. I was a mess, but I was a selling mess. Okay. And they said, Greg, we're going to clean you up and we're going to make you a corporate trainer. I said, really? Okay. Would you like that, Greg? I said, I think so. I was nervous, They said, and when they told me what that meant, we're going to give you a credit card. We're going to fly you around the Western United States so you can open Circuit City stores. And you're not going to have a manager looking over your shoulder. We're going to give you the responsibility of just being where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. And we're going to pay you more money. Would you like that, Greg? Yes, I would like that. I wasn't hesitating anymore. And I embraced that. But do you know just maybe 2.5 months later, that's when I got my first shot to be a weatherman? I had just got promoted. Now, during that time, yes, like I mentioned earlier, I went through some stuff. But I never, ever lost my faith. Folks, hold on to your faith. I'm not sure who's going through a hard time here or online, but I know somebody is. And let me encourage you, hold on. Because just like Martin Luther King said, he said, only in the darkest nights do you truly see the stars. And just when things are about to turn and get better for you, that's when it's the hardest, And when they told me that they're going to make me a trainer, and I was ready to embrace that. And then one day they sent me, Circuit City, they sent me to this conference where it's like a job conference. And I met the man that would start my career there at that job conference. He was the news director of, at that time, Channel 13. And I had no idea that was the shift that I had been praying for. I saw this guy across the room because I've been sending, tapes and everything and resumes all over the place. People were laughing at me and not hanging up the phone. And so I called every weatherman in town, every weather lady in town. Hi, I'm Greg Ketter. I want to come down. Can I come down and see your Doppler radar? Click. This guy has a few French fries short of a Happy Meal. You think you're going to come down to my station, So it was tough. But at the same time, I'm still doing my corporate training, sales training. And when I saw that the event was sponsored by KCOP, I said, the news director's got to be here. I didn't send him a dozen tapes and resumes. He's got to be. Now, he didn't have to be there, but he was there. You know who put him there? Who put him there? God put him there. That man didn't know. He came there just to meet me. He didn't know it. And I spotted him across the room. I straightened up my tie and everything. Okay, Greg, you got this. And I walked right up to this guy and I'll tell you what I said. I said, my name is Greg Ketter, and I'm going to be your next weatherman. I was so scared. Man, my knees were knocking. The guy paused and looked at me. I thought he was going to go, security, go get this nut, because you don't approach a news director just like that, And he said, you know what, Greg? Young man, your timing may be pretty good. I said, huh? He said, yeah, we're doing some things over at the stations. And he starts reaching in his inside pocket for a business card. And he's waving it like this. What are you doing first thing Monday morning? I'm like, whatever you want me to do, man. Just give me that card. Give me that card, baby. And he hands it, and he goes like this. He says, can you come and see me first thing Monday morning? I said, yeah. And then it was like this. He holds it back. He says, wait a minute. Do you have a demo tape? I said, yes, I do. And he gave me the card. Folks, just 2 weeks before that, I was in South Central LA. You know, remember the public broadcasting cable stations that they had all around the city? You could go in there and you could practice being a star, you know. I'm a star. See that ice, right? I was down there. I was like practicing the weather thing, and I made my demo tape. My boys would tell me, Greg, come on, we're going to the club tonight. I said, no, because it was Saturday night, right? It's the only spot they had open. I said, no, man, I got to do my demo tape. He said, Greg, you can do that anytime. Come on, man, we're going to go to the club. It's going to be hot, man. It's going to be some honeys. It's going to be off the chain. I said, no, y'all go ahead. I got to do my demo tape. And I did my demo tape. And that man asked me if I had a demo tape. I had just done that. Folks, see, do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do. And you know, be where you're supposed to be, because along that path, I call that a path of righteousness. That's when your positive byproducts, that's when your blessings, that's where your blessings are. Be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. And don't let anybody deter you from that, because you're about to get blessed in a big way. And if you ain't supposed to be out in the streets, don't be out in the streets, because you're focused now. You're not hearing the sound. You're not within the sound of my voice by coincidence. You're hearing this message right now because you're supposed to hear this message right now. What's your grandmama tell you about being out in the street after 12 o'clock? Nothing good happened. That's right. Nothing good happened out in the street past 12 o'clock. Have your butt home. Be studying. Be, researching your craft. If you're an entrepreneur, be looking up businesses and all the things that encompass those businesses. If you're looking for a certain job, you know what? Prepare for that job Monday morning. I'm going to be there. And dress like you want that job. Dress like you're already employed at that place. And when you walk in there, that person's going to see what you see. That's just kind of how that thing happens. So anyway, you know what? I went there on that Monday morning, and I sat in front of this man, and I said, listen, before you put the tape in, it's kind of raw. I'll tell you right now. You know, and he says, hey, and the tape was 4 minutes, right? 4 minutes tape. He popped it in and hit eject in about 30 seconds. I was like, oh, man, I knew it was the wrong idea. What am I even thinking about? I can't be nowhere. I mean, you get all this doubt. Devil try to convince you. You know what I'm saying? And he said, you know what, Greg? You're right. This tape is raw. But there's something I see in you. I said, yeah, hunger. You know, I need this job, man. He said, if I gave you an opportunity to use my studio with all our professional equipment, the lighting and the audio and all that, can you make me a real sharp demo tape, and I'll take it to the vice president and the owner, and I'll champion your cause. That's what he said. He'll champion my, I said, is that good? Yes, Greg, it's good. Man, I was so raw. I'm telling you, God was carrying me through this whole thing. And on, I think it was February the 2nd, the day the Gulf War started, that's the day I was in their studio doing the demo tape that would change the course of my life on that day. And I believe that was 1991, wasn't it? Right around there. We was going to war, and I was doing a demo tape. We were talking about being distracted, right? And I crushed it. I had 3 days to prepare for it. I crushed it. Everything, folks, when you got your big deal, your big break coming up, don't let anybody distract you. You practice, practice, practice. You prepare yourself, prepare yourself. And I did. I went to bed talking about weather. I woke up to weatherman, sunny skies, sunny skies. You know, people thought I was losing it. This guy's losing. No, I wasn't losing it. I had my mama in my mind. I wanted to do some things for this woman. She became my sense of purpose. And while we're talking right now, I want you to think about your sense of purpose. Who is your sense of purpose? I want you to start thinking about that right now. Who is so important, so significant in your life that that person is going to encourage you to get up out of bed? Do you get knocked down 7 times? Get up 8, even if they're not around. Think about that right now, because that person is going to help you change the course of your life. We've all tried goals and stuff. You know, you try to goal, your New Year's resolution, and by Valentine's Day, you don't forgot about it. You know, like, well, what was I going to do again? Right? Goals fade. But when you establish a sense of purpose in your life, somebody that's really important to you, whether it's your mama or your children or your spouse or your puppy, I don't care who, you know what? Everything changes. And I did that demo tape, and he said, in 3 weeks, we'll call you and we'll let you know, Greg. Okay, that was the longest 3 weeks of my, every time the phone, hello, you know, phone, hello, and nobody. 3 weeks went by, 3.5 weeks, almost a month. And after a while, I started getting a little bit discouraged, you know. Remember what I said, just before you're about to get your breakthrough, that's when a lot of folks give up. Hang in there, folks, keep the faith. You know, on a Friday night, 7 o'clock in the evening, phone rang. At this point, I just answered the phone, hello, Greg Ketter. I was like, well, that depends. Who's this? His name is Jeff Walt. Calling from KCOP. I've got good news for you. You do? Yes. Are you sitting down? I would, but my knees won't bend. I was standing on my couch. To this day, I don't know how I got up on my couch. And he said, Greg, after long consideration with the vice president and blah, 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 the rest of the executives, we decided we want to give you an opportunity to be our next weatherman here in Los Angeles, California, Greg. Congratulations. Whew. I can't tell you how I felt. I can try. It was like a dream. And you know what happens when you actually finally get there? The tape. You start rolling back all the things that you went through to get to that point. All the criticism, all the people laughing at me, all the nights when sometimes I studied meteorology by flashlight because my electricity was turned off. The times that I sat in my car on the passenger side because I didn't have a roof over my head and I was living in my car. I was living in a Datsun 280ZX. And they ain't no big cars, But I was continuing to tell myself, I'm not going to give up. This ain't over till I win. Folks, and when that guy said that and he started talking about money, he said, he started me off with $50,000 more than I was making already. He said, and then next year we're going to go over 100,000. We're going to do this. And he's going on and on, higher and higher, all this money. I started to say, stop. But I ain't crazy. And I said, wow, and you know what he said that meant the most to me? He says, I'm happy for you, Greg. Because he knew that this was my first shot. He knew I was a rookie. He said, I'm happy for you, Greg. I think you're going to have a long, successful career here in Los Angeles. This is LA. LA is the second largest market in the country. There's over 300 television markets. New York's number 1, LA's number 2, Chicago's number 3, and then there's like 295 more. And that's why everybody's laughing at me because they said, Greg, you can't start in LA. This is the big time, baby. That's what they were telling me. And I'm telling them I'm big time. Big time deserves big time, in my mind, right? And I got a job in LA, the second largest market in the nation, from selling washers and dryers, from sleeping in my car. 18 months later, from being homeless, I was broadcasting before 2.1 million people a week. But you know who the first person was? Thank you. Guess who the first person was that I called once that man said, I called my mom. That's right. I called my mom. I said, Mom, she was cooking, right? I said, Mom, I got the job. She said, oh, that's great, baby. I knew. She said, do good, okay? I said, yeah, Mom, I'm going to do good. And that began my career. I'm telling you, folks, and everything changed. Now, I had a few months before I actually went on TV because I had to prep and all this kind of stuff, and I was studying their big computer system called the Live Line 5 and all this. And the night before I was going to do my debut, I'm walking through the produce department in my neighborhood supermarket, right? I'm minding my own business. I'm walking, and I'm like, tomorrow I'm going to be on TV. Tomorrow, first time I'm going to be on TV. And right before I was about to pick up my broccoli, man, tears start running down my face. Because it became real now. I can't believe, folks, and they weren't tears of fear. They were tears of joy. I'm celebrating your success in advance right now. Because if you're within the sound of my voice, that means you're meant to be here. That means something's about to happen in your life. You better embrace this. You better embrace this. Something's about to happen. You're working on something and your breakthrough's coming your way. And I'm not trying to be no motivational speaker. I believe in faith. I believe in destiny. This is destined for you. This is not a coincidence. This is not random. So who's working on something? Who's wishing for something? Who's what? And even my friends at Casa, you guys see, good. It's happening. This is happening. And I think this is a good time of year, by the way, in the beginning of the year, when stuff is just, new beginnings anyway. Embrace this, folks. And please email me or text me, or just if you're in Las Vegas, let me know. I want you to tell me, Greg, you remember you said I'm about to have a breakthrough? Well, guess what happened? I want that. I want to hear your testimony. Because I ain't the only one. It ain't just about me. because I'm happy. I'm happier now, you know? I mean, everything ain't perfect, but I got somebody special in my life right now. Hey, you know? And you know, and as a corporate trainer, you know, during the pandemic, stuff shut down. You know, when you're a trainer, one of the first things the companies do is they stop the training. But when now that is, and I'm prophesying that it is over. It is over. Like, we might have a few cases here and there, but we're moving on away from that, you know. And now, man, I'm traveling again. I've traveled out of the United States 6 different times in the last 8 months. I've been from the British West Indies and the Central Caribbean to Southeast Asia, North America, and Canada, and back down here to North America. I just left. I was halfway around the world just less than 10 days ago. I was halfway around the world, 15 hours. And I did this workshop over there for a second time. People brought me back for the second time, and I crushed it. Wow. Wow. So God is still in the blessing business. And you're up. You're on deck. And I just feel this. I'm giving you a message that I feel right now. This wasn't even what I was planning on talking about. I was planning on talking about some other stuff. But I'm going to wrap this up right now. I got one more thing I want to say, and then I want to open up the floor and let people ask questions. But I feel real good that I'm on this journey of authenticity. And I believe that when you're being authentic, when you're being real, people will embrace you. Because they know when you're being phony. They may or may not tell you, but they know. You want to effort to be the same person all the time. The best version of yourself. And don't feel like that you're not good enough, because you are. There ain't no such thing as a perfect person in this world. Practice makes perfection, it makes improvement, not perfection. And if anybody tells you that they're perfect or try to make it seem like they're perfect, you show me a perfect person, I'll show you a liar. Yep, I said it. So it's your time. If you're watching online, if you're in this room, you're in Casa Grande, or any of the online channels like Facebook, YouTube, or you're incarcerated somewhere and you're on deck. You're on deck. That means yours is next. Believe that. Because when I knew that it was my turn, I could feel it. I'm sure that somebody can feel this right now. You know, you can't stop that. You can't stop God's blessing. So just keep that for now. And there's one more thing I want to talk about real quick. The support system. You need a good support system. Recruit people. Recruit some people in your life to help you and to hold you accountable. That the things that you want to accomplish. You can't do this alone. And you shouldn't try to do this alone. So if you got somebody that you trust, share with them. You know what? You know, this is my goal. This is what I'm trying to do right now. I want to do this, and I need your help. I need you to call me every now and then and check on me and make sure that, you know, that I'm doing what I'm doing, that I'm supposed to be doing. Ask me how I'm coming. You know, I need this. I need you right now. I had some people one person, and that was my mom, but then my sisters also, and they were helping me also. So get somebody that's going to hold you accountable, and it's going to support you and love up on you. Not just say what you need to hear, but be for real with you. You know what I mean? That's going to make a big difference in your life. And some people don't. This person today, they spoke to my heart when this lady was talking about, you know, her parents are no longer here, and you know, and she was young when they left this world. I think it was an auto accident. I've been very fortunate that I had my father in my life, and I believe that God has been setting us up our whole lives for where we are now. Those boots, you know, the boots. If you've had some bad breaks in your life, they're boots. Consider them boots. You know, if you had a divorce, boots. If you had a breakup, boots. If you had a letdown, even incarceration, boots. These are boots for you to climb, because you're going to need something in your journey to draw from. And you draw from the things that you've gone through in your life. Those are things that get you over the hump. It was T.D. Jakes that said that the success in your life will come from the nectar of your pain. The success in your life will come from the things that you've gone through in your life. You draw from that when you need it. So don't consider the speed bumps that happen in your life curses. They weren't curses. They were boots so that you can climb. One day, I was 15 years old, and I just turned 15. I told my dad, I said, you know, Dad, my dad's a hard-working man. Bless his soul. He's no longer with us, but worked construction. He only had an 8th grade education, but he was a construction foreman, and I never woke up a day and wondered where my daddy was. In fact, I'm writing a book right now. The 2nd chapter is called DNA, Daddy's Not Absent. And I won't go into that story right now, but one day I walked up to my pops and said, you know what? It was like 6:30 in the morning, right? I said, I'm 15 now. You know, I'm growing up. I'm 15 now. He said, yeah. I said, and I've been thinking. He said, oh, really? I said, yeah. I think it's time for me to have my first car. He said, really? I said, yeah. And I think you ought to buy it for me. He said, oh, you do? I said, yeah. And I'm expecting this pushback, right? And he said, you know what, Greg? I think you're right. I said, huh? You know, as a matter of fact, I'm going to bring your car home with me from work today. I said, you are? He goes, yeah. Now, I should have known there was more to this story, right? And I'm so excited. Every day he come home, Monday to Friday, 4:35, come around that corner, 4:35 every day. And that was a blessing for me. It helped my sense of security, growing up from a boy to a man. That's why I can give security now. And I pray for people to have that who haven't had that growing up. But I'm sitting outside, 4:35, waiting for him to come with my new car, my first car. Here he comes around the corner with the same old yellow raggedy Chrysler that he drove. I said, where's my car? He says, Greg, your car is in the trunk. Your car is in the trunk. Okay. He said, come on, let me show you. And those Chryslers had those big, those old Chryslers had the big trunks, right? He opens the trunk, there's this giant box in this trunk. I said, what's up with the box? He said, inside that box is your new car. Now I'm really getting hot, right? I said, you playing with me, right? He said, no, open the box, Greg, open the box. Open the box, and to his credit, in that box was a brand new, shiny, state-of-the-art lawnmower. What's up with the lawnmower? He said, with this lawnmower, you can go out and you can work and you can earn yourself enough money to buy your first car. I was mad, man. That was not what I signed up for. But, and guess what? He said, and I want you to pay me back for the lawnmower. You can take this summer and next summer, but I want you to pay me back for the lawnmower too. Y'all feel me, Casa? Y'all feel me? Whoa. And, at first I was upset. Then I thought about it. I said, you know what? That's right. Lawnmower's going to make me money. See, you got that. You got that. I said, at least I have a tool. Now he's giving me a way. And not only did I pay him back that summer for that lawnmower, but that same summer I bought 6 more lawnmowers. And I rented those lawnmowers out to my friends. And they had to pay me 15% whatever they made using my lawnmowers. Rakes and brooms and shovels was extra. But I never let them use the lawnmower my daddy bought me, though. I would never rent that one out. That one was special. Whew, man. I've been blessed, folks. We weren't rich at all. We didn't always have what we wanted, but we always had what we needed. And I want to be a blessing to others. It's my turn to be a blessing to others now, and to understand where some people are coming from that didn't have some of the things that I've had coming up. I mean, I had to work for it, but I had 2 parents that showed me love. Realize how important you are, especially if you're parents, mom and dad. I'm going to get back to that right now real quick. Realize how important you are to your kids. You are so important to your children. Everything you do, everything you say around them. Please never have an argument in front of your kids. Please don't curse in front of your kids. Please don't smoke in front of your kids. Because remember, everything you do, more is caught than is taught when it comes to children. They're going to do what they see you do. They're going to say what they hear you say. You are giving them permission. Everything they get from you, you're giving them permission to do the same thing. You are so important to them. And lastly, finally, the DNA chapter, Daddy's Not Absent, he never knew this. And maybe he's listening to me now, but he never knew that I couldn't go to sleep unless he was home. My dad worked the night shift when I was young. I was probably like 4 or 5 years old. And I used to fake like I was asleep. Because the first thing he would do when he come home, I could hear him coming home. We had these wooden steps. And we were right in the middle of the neighbor snood, too. I mean, it was, they weren't firecrackers that we heard outside at nighttime. And he'd come home and come up the steps with those big boo, 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 boo. And the first thing he'd do is look in my sister's room. You can hear, open the door. Okay, then he closed it. Then I knew I could hear him coming up the hallway because I'm the only son, so I had my own room, right? Which was scary. You think the boogeyman's under your bed, Anyway, that's another subject for another time. And I knew he was going to open the door and check on me, and I'd act like I'm asleep. And then he closed the door, then he'd go in the front room, him and my mom's room, And it was only then that I could go to sleep. And I don't even know what time it was because I was that young. And I never told him how much that meant to me, how much of a security blanket that gave me. Be the security blanket for your children. They may or may not tell you that that's what they need, but it's what they need. You are their security blanket. You are their everything. And when you're long gone, you've gone to the upper room, they're going to tell momisms and dadisms. Mom used to always say this, or my pops told me this one day. That's how important we are to our kids. Okay, so I'm going to let that go right now because I hope that I've said something that can encourage you or something that would help you along the way at this point. It's your time to shine. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here right now, because I wasn't even supposed to be here. I wasn't on your schedule to be here tonight, but I was on God's schedule. Okay, so I'm here right now. Thank you. Thank you very much. So here's what we're going to do. I want to open up the floor. If anybody's got any questions or anything, whether it's for me or the audience, let's open up the floor and see if anybody has anything they want to say or any questions you want to ask. I'm open. Whether it's here or Casa Grande, can Casa folks ask questions? Okay.
We'll start over here and then.
Okay.
How you doing, sir? Here you go.
Chaplain Rex here.
Hi, Chaplain.
I just want to thank you for being here tonight. You always, over 11 years and 2 months that I've known you, imparted wisdom from your testimony.
Thank you.
And you've always shared very, very good stuff that imparts hope to everyone around.
That's right.
And I thank you for it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate
That was
that.
awesome.
very much.
Thank you. We're going to go to one more here and then we can go over to Casa Grande. Darby, if anybody in there wants to say anything.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
My name is Anthony Young. Just a sort of short summary. Just give a little. You might not think that you have anything, but if you give a little, God will replenish that 7 times over.
That's right. That's right. Multiply.
7 times over. You might not feel that $1, give it to somebody and see what God gives you back, which is what I used to do when I was a child. So forth. My mother used to take us to the church all the time to feed the homeless people. So when I got a little money in my pocket, I went to a place and got 10-pound box of spaghetti,
Right.
case of number 10 cans of spaghetti sauce, so forth. So it would feed people. That's what God wants you to do.
That's
He
right.
wants you to feed these people so he can repay you, bless you, so forth and so forth. So just give a little, God will take care of you. And like I say, throughout your years, you'll be surprised the blessings that you get and you don't even know it.
Yes, that's right.
Give a little.
Thank you so much. Do we have anybody online, Chad? Okay, we're gonna go online and then go over to Casa Grande, but I gotta come over here so I can say the question. Okay. Hi, Marche.
Hey, here's Marche.
Everyone say hi.
What's up, Marche? Marche?
Hey,
Go
is that
ahead.
the invitation to go ahead and share?
Yes, go ahead. What's your question for Mr. Ketter?
No question. I just wanted to thank you so much, Greg, for sharing with us tonight. I know
welcome.
you might have felt like you were all over the place, but it was everything I needed to hear. First,
Wow.
it started with the authenticity. Just because, you know, some people know that I've recently taken a leap of faith and starting a new journey.
Okay.
And one thing I'm working on building is a brand that encourages people to embrace their authentic self.
Oh, wow.
And be comfortable in their own skin and understand what their purpose is and to
Right.
move in that.
Right on.
But in order to do that, you know, it required me to be able to step back and listen to what it is that God's telling me to do.
Right.
And to prioritize some things in my life in order to gain that balance. Another thing that you talked about, a man in the mirror, that was my father's favorite song. He used to sing it to us all the time. So it really touched my spirit to hear that.
All right. Right
But
on.
everything you said just really stood out to me. Just, you know, remembering sometimes just to be working on that preparation.
Mhm.
And to be
Mhm.
encouraged to know that opportunity's going to come.
Right.
And I know I'm hearing that, or I know I heard that if it wasn't for anybody else, it was for me, just because if there comes a time, or when the time comes that things get tough, that I remember that breakthrough may be right around the corner.
That's right.
You know, so thank you so much for sharing tonight.
You're welcome.
I
You're
know there are
welcome.
plenty of others that want to share. But I just always appreciate, you know, the transparency. And I thank you for coming out and spending time with us on the Huddle tonight. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. Can she hear me?
Yes, she can hear
Okay.
you.
You're welcome, Marche. Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you for
Marche
that,
is a cool
Marche.
human.
Yeah,
She is a cool human, isn't she?
She is. We all
And
love
she's
her here.
authentic.
Yes,
She's always the
definitely.
same person. Would you guys agree with that? Marche is always Marche.
Yes,
So thank you.
thank you. Do we have anybody at Casa Grande that wants to come up and ask any questions and say anything? Go ahead, sir. Come on up. Tell us your name and what is that question or comment you have for Mr. Ketter?
What's up, guys? I'm Jeff. I just want to thank Greg tonight. I'm grateful. I think I speak for everybody here. Your testimony was excellent.
Thank you.
Show me the way. That was what you said, and I think you're doing God's plan. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. I'm grateful, and
Thank
the
you.
boomerang coming your way, and the nectar in your life will come from the jaws of pain. I like that. I just
All
wanted
right.
to let you know.
All right. Well, you took some good notes, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
All right. Appreciate you too.
God bless.
God bless. Oh, that's cool. He took some good
Thank
notes.
you. Thank you for that. We have another person from Casa Grande. What is your question, sir? Tell us your name.
Hello, my name is Francisco Mendoza, and I just wanted to say, at first, when you first started, I wasn't super motivated. I was still trying to listen, you know, get into the conversation, let you get in your groove and whatever. And it actually worked out pretty good. I enjoyed the speech so much, just because the simple fact that you preaching what I preach to my fellow friends or the people I care of,
That's
and
right.
as far as staying down and doing everything you're supposed to and preparing yourself. And that's called the 5 P's. And I live by that rule. It's proper preparation, prevent poor performance.
That's right.
It's the 5 P's.
That's right.
What I'm saying. So you were supposed to. So when your time came, you already had it. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? And I myself, if I see a car I want, you know, I did landscaping 6 months around here. We got a rental place in front. They got Corvettes. I want one so bad. I just see a guy hop out of it. I thought it was me. That's me in there. And I'm like that. Like I'm obsessed with my goals, and I'm the same way. And I just wanted to bring that out to people so people can actually understand what you're trying to say and how to break down the knowledge that you're giving us and what it really understands, because we all heard it. Oh, stay down till you come up. Everybody probably heard that before. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we gonna stay down till you come up. But what does that really mean?
Right.
Like, stay down really means you doing everything you're supposed to, even though it's not working for you. Yeah, damn, we're like, what the fuck? Like, why is this happening to me right now? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm working, I'm programming. Why is this thing happening? You know what I'm saying? But you that's part of staying down. You know what I'm saying? You doing everything you're supposed to, even though it's not working for you right now, is gonna pay off in the future.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? After you're gonna get out what you put in.
That's right.
You put in part-time, you're gonna get part-time money. You put in full-time, you'll get full-time money. You know what I'm saying? So you get out what you put in, but definitely as far as staying down is very, very important in success and just life in general. And like how you said, you want to be an entrepreneur, pick up the book real fast. They don't, you know, that's what I did. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to do real estate and business. And all I did was read stories about people doing real estate, how people started up their own business, what they went through, and I took notes on that.
Right
You know
on.
what I'm saying? Because that's what so I took notes on that, and I still got my notes, and I still review them every now and then, refresh my mind, the tax laws, all the benefits that you can get. So I did my research on stuff, and yeah, but I was doing that as far as preparing myself, staying down. So when I get out of here, and my time is coming this month, and I get out there and I have my time for me to go grab that vet and go buy a property or something, I'm already been working on it. I'm already 7 years behind on them. You know what I'm saying? I already got 7 years of sharpening that axe to cut that tree. I've been sharpening the axe for 7 years. So now that my time is coming, I really feel blessed, and I feel focused, and I feel like everything is just working how it's supposed to. And I just appreciate you coming today and really breaking this down and sharing this stuff with us. And because I believe that. I live on that. What you preach today, I tell my, it's like you talking. It's like I'm hearing me talk today.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's
That's
right.
that's really how I feel. Like that's how we say. Like, I'm hearing myself talk.
What color Corvette you gonna get, man?
I want a lime green.
All right. Send me a picture of it. I want to see it.
That reminds me of a verse. He said, if you put in a little bit, you get a little bit. And the Bible says you sow sparingly, you reap sparingly.
That's right.
So that applies to anything that you do in life, especially towards your goals and dreams. So if you have a dream for the weatherman, that little thing that you were putting in your pocket, that was you not sowing sparingly. You were the crazy guy out there tilling the soil when they tell you, oh, that soil's not fertile. You can't get a well out of that. You was like, watch me.
That's right.
Watch me. I'm gonna make a well. I'm gonna dig deep enough till I get this well. I'm gonna do that. So, is there anybody else here in the audience that has any question or comments for Mr. Ketter? I'm gonna go over here. We'll start over here, and then I'm gonna work my way around this way.
Don't pass up a man right there.
Go ahead. I'm not going to. I'm gonna work my way back. Here you are.
Just to piggyback off of what the guy from Casa Grande said, when a person of your credentials comes through and confirms a lot of things we're already thinking, it means a lot. So just keep being you, Greg.
All right, I appreciate that. Respect.
Thank you. We appreciate that. I'm gonna just make a big L over this way. Hello.
Okay.
Tell us your name and your question for Mr. Ketter.
My name is Rosie.
Hi, Rosie.
It's more of a comment. I just wanted to let you know that I wasn't sure what I was going to get tonight. I really never know. So I came in and I was a little closed-minded, but listening to you, and that really stuck about the boots. Like, I'm sure I can speak for everyone in here that's been to prison. That's a huge mountain.
Yeah.
Being a felon, having those doors closed, telling you you're having people look at you like you're different, that you're nobody, that you can't be trusted. That's a huge mountain.
Right.
And I'm just getting out. So I just need to change my boots.
That's right. That's right. Change your boots. Some good boots to climb. That's right. That's right. Good stuff.
She's gonna be climbing and hiking soon enough.
That's right. That's right.
At Red Rock next month. Here you are, sir.
How you guys doing?
Yeah.
Y'all not loud enough. How y'all doing? Okay. I just wanted to say, just kind of give a comment. It's not. So I have this affirmation in my home, and it says, if you can't stop thinking about it, don't stop working on it.
Right.
So I'm just kind of piggybacking off of what you said, because a lot of people, when they get to a place where they find their niche, they become comfortable, but they never work on what God has given them. So when God gives it to you, you have to expedite on it. And a lot of people are not receptive to what God gives them. So for here and to Casa, if you can't stop thinking on it, don't stop working on it. If God gives you a vision, you have to expedite on it, right? In order for you to reap the results or the benefits from it, whether it's mentally, spiritually, however that works out. You guys have to listen to God and say, you know what, I can do this.
That's right.
The Bible says I can do all things through Christ that strengthen. But if you're not receptive to it, right, then nothing works out in your favor. I just wanted to say that.
Okay. All right.
We got all kind of.
We got some people fired up today, huh? That's right.
Came here and just lit the torch.
Man,
That's
but
right,
I'm getting it from
go
you.
back here to Christina,
I'm getting it and giving it back.
We'll go to online. Here you are, Susie.
Man, this is so cool, man. This is
I'm
so
Christina
cool.
Ennis,
Hey,
and
Christina.
what's that affirmation? I got my book out, so I've been listening in the car and on my way here, so I was listening to the whole thing, and I had questions for you too. But hold on, Dad. Go ahead. Okay, if you can't stop
She writing it
Thinking
down.
about it.
You have to be spiritually receptive.
Yes.
So when God gives you something,
Don't
you have to
stop
know how
working
to
on it.
Take yourself out of the equation and allow God and inspiration to take over in order for you to be receptive to what God gave you.
That's right. That's right. Yes, yes, yes.
That was awesome.
And what is your question for Mr. Ketter?
First of all, you're incredible as always, and I just, you
Oh,
know, you
thank
never
you.
disappoint. And so thank you for being here and sharing your time with us.
You're welcome.
And I think one thing that really spoke to me when you were talking about the man that was giving you a chance, and you said, who will champion your cause?
Yeah.
And so there's little cheerleaders that we all have in our lives, and sometimes we don't even recognize who they are because we're just in our own funk or whatever.
Right.
And so I just really appreciate recognizing those people that are our champions every day,
That's
the ones
right.
that walk with us every day. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes.
I'm glad you're here.
We appreciate it. You definitely came in here and fired us up. Is there anybody online, Chad, or how about over at Casa Grande that would like to say? I think we have time for about one or two more questions, comments, anything you guys want to. I have something, and I know for me, it was when you were talking about being the authenticity and how oftentimes in life you see things that they look like they're not working. The position I'm in now, where I work at now, just being in Nevada now, it all came through a very tumultuous time. It came through. I knew God literally was like kicked me and pushed me out of California, pushed me away, and was like, you. So when you say that, I know 100%. I know there are things in me that He had put in me so many years ago, and I just was in my own way, in my own, and still that whole point of saying, you know what, God, I don't know what you're talking about. You're telling me this and you're showing me this, but yeah, I don't know about all that. Let's bring it down a notch because you're at 100 and I'm way down here at number 2. But He's like, no, it's because I made you at 100. I completed you at 100. So when you reap that, when you start sowing those little seeds, and I started to do every morning, tell myself, this is who I am in Christ. This is who I am in Christ.
That's right.
And like the gentleman said over here, we oftentimes, I'll give you a perfect example. Many times, it's anybody. It could be me. It could be Mr. Ketter. It could be any of our clients here. We go in and we're praying, Lord, give us the job. Give us a job. But when we get there, we just get complacent. You gave us the dream, but the dream is to continue to grow and be polished.
Right.
So it isn't about just being like, oh, we got it now. Now when we're in it, now we should be praying every day. I pray every morning before I come here. I always ask the Lord, give me wisdom to be a better EA. Get me out of my own way so that I can be available to someone, whether it's a coworker, whether it's just a client or someone walking in today and they just, when they come in the workshops, just every morning, good morning, sir, good morning. That's why I make it such a point when I take roll call to try to get to know people's names to the faces, because they want them to see, you know what, there are champions. There are champions in your corner, because someone may have never had that. Right. So we can't be complacent in that. And that's what I think, like when you were talking about the dreams and hearing that, it's like, yeah, you have to see who you are. And you saw it with your little paper, little weatherman, you was pulling it out. Okay, today the weather is, and you're at Circus City saying this. You don't even, but you saw it. What you did was you allowed yourself to see the way God sees you. That's what you did. Because many of us don't. God shows us, and then we're like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna close that curtain.
Right.
I can't do that.
Right.
Because we don't see ourselves in Him. But you allowed that, and that was just on my heart right now.
No, I'm glad you brought that up, because what allowed me to see it was the fact that first of all, I wanted to see it because, like I said, I had that sense of purpose. My mom, I wanted to do something nice for her. And at the end, I never got a chance to tell you guys, I got a chance to do something nice for her. It was just a crazy thing. My sister called me and said, Mom's refrigerator broke down. I said, your refrigerator broke down? She said, you want me to call a repairman? I said, no, don't call a repairman. Just be home tomorrow. And you know what I was thinking, right? I need to buy my mother a brand new refrigerator, top of the line, right? Guess where I went? Circuit City. That's right. I walked in there after 3 months of being on TV, and all those people that were doubting me, Greg, we seen you on TV. Of course you have. You know, I said, you know, this refrigerator here, I want this delivered to my mama tomorrow. I want it there and at her house. And they delivered this thing. And my sister told me, my mom came to, Miss Kennedy, we have a brand new refrigerator. No, we're waiting for the repairman. My sister comes running out, Mom, it's a surprise. It's a surprise. And you know what? I'm surprised this thing wasn't in our living room, because everybody come in the house, come on in the kitchen. Let me show you what my son brought me. You know, that's what this is about. This is about being able to do things for people that love you and that stood by you and that you love. You know, it's not just about money. I don't want you to think this is just about money. Listen, money's good. Okay, money's right up there with oxygen as far as I'm concerned, right? But it's not just about the money. It's about what the tool that you use for the money. And you guys are funny, man. You guys cracking me up.
That's awesome. So we're going to take 2 more questions here, and then if anyone else in Casa Grande. So let's start with you, sir. What is your name and the person you're Mr.
My name's Anthony Turnbull. I don't have a question, but the staying down until you come up thing is a real thing. I just got out of prison 6 months ago.
Okay.
I did 11 years. I don't want to take too much time, but I did 11 years. My whole adult life, I got out, got my first job ever through Hope for Prisoners and for my friend Veronica over here. And I had that job for 6 months. I played hooky one too many times, calling in sick. Then I really ended up getting sick. And I didn't have no more sick days left. So I ended up getting fired. So I just wanted to say, when you come home, stay focused. I came home and got a job, and I'm happy and buying this and buying that and buying stuff for my mom, just like you. And then I kind of I took my job for granted. I took my first job for granted, and I appreciated the job, but I got sidetracked. I didn't stay focused. I didn't stay grounded. So just staying down, that really stuck.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I got a new job today, though.
That's right.
Yeah,
and this one is even better than the one that you got fired on, right?
Yeah, it pays more money, less hours, more days off.
Right, 410. You know what? And you're gonna grind, right? You're gonna say, okay, all right. Don't take that one for granted.
That's right. Thank you. We have time for one more, and then we're gonna wrap it up so we can be courteous of everyone's time. Hello, Mr. Walker.
Hello, I'm Gerald. I just want to say, as you noticed from the comments, hey, you hit a home run, you knocked it out the park.
Thank you, sir.
But I just can't let you leave without asking. So when your mom came back to Los Angeles after you got that job,
hooked her up.
Where did you take her to dinner?
I took her to Fleming's.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and we ate royally too. You know, that was a happy moment for me. Thank you for asking that, because that made things come full circle to me. You know, and she was proud, but she was proud of me before. You know what I mean? Your mom proud of you anyway.
She was definitely bragging. That's what us mamas do.
Yeah.
You know.
That lets you know, man. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope y'all invite me back again, because I would love to come back again.
Casa.
You know.
We're gonna do the one more at Casa so that they can finish there, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Go ahead. There's Darby. Hey.
I just wanted to share something. In the crowd, I seen a fellow friend of mine. I just wanted to say what's up to him. His name's Sal. He in there. I didn't know if he was there.
Who's it?
So I just, I don't want to put him on the spotlight or nothing. We were selling in prison, and we used to study together this real estate stuff. And when I seen him, I'm like, yo, that's him. That's great. But I just want to say, I haven't called you because I'm all ready for you. I'm gonna call you when I'm ready for you, and I'm glad that you're doing good, and stay free and keep doing what you're doing, bro. And I appreciate you for his love.
There you go. Yeah. Wrap it up.
Really quick.
Okay. Darby. Hey, Darby.
I wanted to say thank you for sharing something very motivational. I feel like here at Casa Grande, we really needed that. I know the last couple of weeks, we've had great speakers, but we definitely needed something more to push us and motivate us here. And I definitely feel like it was kind of, how do I say, a fresh air. It was kind of nice to hear something new, motivating, and you got them cracking up in here. It was great. But it also had individuals taking notes and really participating. So it was awesome. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you, Darby.
And thanks.
All right, guys. God bless you guys. God bless you, man. We'll wrap it up, and I'll see you next time. God bless you. Wow. And that's a wrap.